Hello everyone. I'm coming at you for the first time inside of a Google form. I thought I'd experiment with trying something else instead of the quizzes, so let me know what you think, whether you think this is a good format, a bad format, you prefer the quizzes or not. If you are watching this video on YouTube, then you need to go to our Google Classroom now. There is a link to a Google form that has 10 questions in it. You should finish watching this video and then go ahead and fill out that Google form. And yeah, now let me go over the transformations. Alright, so here we have a triangle and we are going to be performing a number of transformations on it. The first one, which hopefully you remember from Unit 4, is a translation. And a translation is where we take one figure and we slide it. So we're not turning it, we're not flipping it, we're just sliding it from one spot on the coordinate plane to another. So using this little gizmo here, I can translate it to the right, or I can translate it to the left. As you can see, we're just sliding the shape back and forth. I could also translate it up by adding to the y value, or down by subtracting the y value. So we want to think about how are we getting from point A to point E. In this case, we're starting at point A. We're doing -7 on the x-axis, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then +8 on the y-axis. So we count up 8 to get to E, and this is a translation. We know it's a translation because the shape's not getting bigger or smaller, it's not turning around, it's staying the exact same, the same orientation, it's just moving, sliding from one spot to another. The second type of transformation we have is a reflection. So if we start with a triangle in the first quadrant, we can either reflect it over the y-axis, this axis right here, or we can reflect it over the x-axis, this axis right here. So a reflection is exactly what it sounds like. If we reflect it over the y-axis, we're flipping it from one side to the other. The figure is not getting bigger, it's not getting smaller, it's just being flipped. A is flipped over to E, B flipped over to F, C flipped over to G. So a reflection is a flip. You could also reflect over the x-axis. It's the same thing, but it's being flipped across the x-axis. So that is a reflection. If you look at the points, when we're reflecting, we're taking one of the coordinates and we're making them negative. Finally, we have a rotation. So a rotation about the origin is a turn. We're rotating a figure, we're turning it a number of degrees. So we could rotate it 90 degrees, which would spin the figure 90 degrees, which with each point spinning around the center of the coordinate plane, the origin right here. We could rotate it 180 degrees all the way around. We could rotate it 270, and think to yourself, what is going to happen when we rotate it 360 degrees? 360 degrees takes it right back to where we started. So rotation is spinning all the way around the origin. That is a rotation. So the final kind of transformation we have is a dilation. Now this is the only one where the size of the shape changes. So the two shapes after a dilation will not be congruent to one another. So a dilation is pretty simple. It just either shrinks or enlarges the figure. So every dilation will always have a specified scale factor. When it's 1, it just stays the same. The bigger it gets, obviously the second figure gets bigger. The smaller it gets, if it's less than 1, then the figure is shrinking. So a dilation just takes a figure and either enlarges it or reduces it. And to do this, if you want to enlarge something 2 times, you just take each of the points and multiply them by 2. If you want to divide it in half, then you would take each point and multiply it by 0.5. So you're just multiplying by the scale factor, and that will make the object bigger or smaller based on the dilation. Alright, that is all. So you should now have everything you need to answer the questions below. There are 7 questions on transformations and then 3 algebra questions, kind of like a daily 3. Yeah, as always, I hope you are doing well. Please reach out if you have questions, if the work becomes too much. Stay in contact, and have a great day. Bye.